Yeah, you caught me. Sorry, I was mucking around. Right, Tuesday evening, afternoon, bit late today. Anyway, um, welcome to the Party Wall Show. My name's Dil, Chief Surveyor at 1996. Let's get going. And lost my mouse. Okay, so like and subscribe, and I'm going to answer some of your Party Wall questions. This week's and stay till the end. I'm going to give you a bonus. Stay, yeah, as always. Question I keep getting asked: how can I save money now when dealing with the party wall process? I have to say, I'm not going to tell you how to save money on coupons. It's not my expertise. Right. If you're a homeowner, this is for you. If you're a surveyor, this is for you. And if you're a construction professional, yep, you need to be, all three of you folks need to be listening to this. Yeah, it's important. Very important, actually. If you're dealing with construction. Right. So the question I get is, how can I save money and comply with the Act? That's the question we're addressing today. Let's get on with it. Okay. Now, there's three options when you're serving a notice. It all starts with serving a notice. Now, I'm going to create some programming on the process, but it all starts with a notice. Yeah. So, what are the three approaches? Bury your head in the sand. It's not good. Yes, people did used to get away with it. I would say about 5 to 7 years ago. Yeah. Now you can't really get away with it. You will get caught. Yeah. Basically, by getting caught, what I mean is you will get yourself into problems, and it'll take longer and more costly to fix. Okay, so it's not good news, right? Now, DIY notices for ages. This used to bug me. Why can't people get it right? And I don't mean that in a nasty way. I mean it in a genuinely good way, because we do this every day, and all right, it's a little bit complex, but I'm not a rocket scientist. Believe it or not, what I do is not rocket science, but unfortunately it's too complex. And some of the reason, there's various reasons behind it. I'm going to go into it. And, it's a bit like, so if you Google party wall notices, you will get the government's booklet. It used to be a booklet. It's now a bunch of web pages. They keep changing the format, but they don't actually change the content. Sorry, government. Look, we know they're busy, and they've got stuff going on. Nothing to do with parties, all right? So people download this stuff, and they serve the notices, and they look at this stuff, and they, what the heck am I supposed to do with this? And this is the way I think about it. If you're doing party wall notices for the first time, this is like throwing an X at some X throwing tournament. I know it's a bit of a meme. So, and then, what I'd say is use a specialist. And I really don't want to sound like this is not a pitch for us, but this is the only conclusion I can come to, and I'm going to go through why. Okay. Use us, use anybody else, it doesn't matter, but just do it properly. Use someone who understands the process. And let me give you the reasoning why, and I'm going to go through it. Right. So, top 7 mistakes I see every day, day in, day out, when people serve notices. They're professional advisors, sometimes architects, loft companies, whoever they're using, the advisors. Don't tell them about this. They need to know about this as soon as possible. They need to start it as soon as possible. You'll see why when I follow on. Yeah. Now, they don't always take land registry searches and joining owners' details. Actually, we're dealing with someone who actually did it. I'm really shocked they took out land registry searches. So that's the second mistake we see quite often. And a lot of the time, people try and be helpful and give, so some of their professional advisors will do a notice and give it to them. It doesn't work, and because they don't. And I really sit there and think about it sometimes. It's because it's, so sorry, government, this is a horrible law. They've taken the worst aspects of every property law and put it together and created the Party Wall Act. Yeah. Unfortunately, again, it's getting worse. So, all right. So that's the reason why. Now, the key thing to understand is understand the 10-4 procedure, 10-4 process. It's not in that government booklet. I will go through it, and I keep going through it, and it's like there is a video. It's not quite my most popular video on this channel. I know we're a small channel, but we're persistent. You need to complete the process. You need someone who understands how to complete that process. Now, you can start it yourself, but as a property owner, it's a bit weird. Yeah. You're actually the only two people in the world who are not allowed to do it. This is half the problems. This is why we get so many problems in this area. There's only two people that aren't allowed to do the party wall process. Both the owners, they're not allowed to sort of take part. But they can serve a notice, and anybody else can be a party wall surveyor. This is what we get problems, unfortunately. And it's just because it's so. No, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to stop saying that. Right. Right. And the next mistake everybody makes is sending notices via recorded delivery. Don't do it. What you need to do is to obtain and keep a certificate of posting. This is what's going to happen. You're going to go to the post office. You're going to say, Mr. Post Office, Postman Pat. No, I won't call him Postman Pat. I was going to say something else. I'm not going to say it. Say, excuse me, sir. Could you please send this certificate of posting? Ooh, certificate of posting. It looks important. Would you like us to send it recorded delivery? No, no. Sorry, I'm not good. I don't do that one. When I go to the post, say no, thank you. You could send it certificate of posting. I've been told they don't make an extra commission. They're just trying to be helpful. So don't ever go at the post office. Lovely people, very helpful, and they're going to be really busy in January with all the online shopping returns. Sorry, being a bit flippant there. And okay, here's the other mistake that I'm seeing a lot. Right. In fact, next time I do this, I'm going to change this around. So hand delivering, stop doing it. When I was creating the slides, I said depends, but I'm going to say stop doing it. And I'm going to explain why. Unless you're 100% sure of the answer, stop hand delivering it. And especially, do not hand deliver notices to rented property. Okay, doesn't work. At least 70 to 80% point answer. So there's a lot of, for some reason, well, we know the reason because there's a lot of rental property out there. We mainly work in the London area. We get a lot of neighbours that are tenants of, and the property owned by property investors. So it's pointless and it gets you a problem. Yeah. And okay, so stop doing hand delivery. Now, this is the usual sort of timeline we end up with. So they put the planning application in, and when they get the planning results, they'll do the party wall notices. The party wall notices, I'm going to show you why, take 2 months to get through. So planning is 8 weeks. There's another 2 month delay. And we're saying, oh, I'm on my loft yesterday. I need it. All the kids are locked up. We're locked up. We need our building now. I'll blame Amazon for this because everybody's used to click and collect at it. You click in the morning, it turns up in the afternoon. Lofts don't work like that. I'm sorry. Lofts and extensions don't really work like that. Okay, look. So if you're doing an application under PD, permitted development, this is how you need to approach it. As soon as your first draft is ready, your scheme, start your party wall process. So you're building a loft, a rear extension. With PD, you're almost guaranteed planning. So your architect will tell you that. Yeah. Start the party wall process. Then finish off your detailed drawings. Usually first drafts are good enough for us to serve a notice. 80% of the time. You get some intricacies and we can tidy those up as we go along. But you need to start the process. Right, now, here's the number one reason what's going to happen. When you do this, you put your planning application in, you put it in on the Monday. By Friday, your neighbors will have received 12 to 16 letters from other surveying companies. We don't mail shot neighbors at the moment. We haven't decided. We haven't made. We haven't changed that decision yet. Not my call, but we don't do it. But I'm not saying it's good or bad. And usually we've dealt with most of these guys. What will happen is put your application in on Monday. By Friday, both your neighbors will receive 12 to 16 letters. And some of them are a little bit scary. Some of them, quite straightforward. But your neighbors are thinking, in the old days, the council used to write to them saying, we've got planning application. They don't do that anymore. These guys are doing the council's job for them. Neighbors are going, what's going on next door? What are they building? Why am I getting all these letters warning me and scaring me and this? I need some more information. So that's what's going on, right? So, and they'll end up signing up and you'll end up paying the cost because this is another thing I'm going to talk about. Most projects, it's the building owner that pays the cost. You as the homeowner who's doing the extension will pay the cost. So people miss that point. Okay. So if you leave it late, they've already signed up with another surveyor. Whereas if you put it in front and approach them before these letters arrive, there's a chance, it's a very high probability. You increase your probability of getting either a schedule of condition or an agreed surveyor. Those are two wins. Yeah. And this is the major point I'm trying to get to. That's the problem with unsolicited mail. Now, the next thing, I was on during the lockdown, crikey, it's 2020 now. We had this really difficult project going on. And, it was the last one we had to finish off. Everything went on hold, actually. It's funny. So, actually, not funny, but, humorous one. Okay, look. If you read the Act under Section 10, subsection 12C, and it's the second half, there it is. It's in the red. I'm not going to read it. Basically, what that says, we actually had this happen. The chap next door was a nice chap. He agreed to use us as agreed surveyors. We got it done in 45 days. He said, so I was on a training with a barrister, eminent barrister in the field. I said to him, can we start work? So he said, no, you can't actually. Excuse me. Joking live. All right. You could tell it's a live show. I nearly choked on it. All right, look, sorry, folks. It would have been a hell of a long stream if I'd choked on it. Okay, sorry. All right. So, this eminent barrister said, yeah, for years I've thought, well, if you get an award, you can start. But apparently, the adjoining owner doesn't give it to you in writing. You can't until that notice period expires. So for lofts, it's 2 months, and for rare extensions, it's 1 month. So I just thought that's the second reason. Normally, excuse me, normally, adjoining owners consent or use agreed surveyor and say, yeah, go ahead, stop. But for some reason, and this chap wasn't actually living there, he had tenants. He said, no, you need to wait your 2 months. So they had to wait an extra, it was only 15 days. So, but it could be longer. So just, you need to start that clock running. Yeah? Now, if you've enjoyed the show, I've even, look, sacrifices I make, I've even choked on it. That's that joke. If you enjoyed the show, like and subscribe. Now I promise you bonuses. Here's bonus. Okay, look. If you Google, if you ask Google the eminent, you know what? I'm just going to do a funny joke, but it might not work. Anyway, if you Google Party Wall, you'll get a government booklet, and this is some of the illustrations. Fantastic for explaining stuff. Used to be able to download a booklet, and now they've gone to web pages. I don't know what they keep doing. They keep changing things. Okay, but some of the illustrations there, really good information. Read it, explains it really well, but the process is a bit ropey. I was going to say rubbish, but so we've created this little booklet. It's a PDF. You could download it. It's a checklist. Here's our checklist process. It's nearly the process we use, not quite. Right? We've made it for DIY for you to use. It's not, and these are the sample notices. So the sample notices out of the booklet are horrible, very difficult to use, and I haven't seen anybody get it right yet. Still waiting. I might give them a prize. Yeah. So something's gone wrong. Okay. So if you've got a house and the house next door on both sides is a house, you know, and I'll explain what I mean. If they're all three are houses, yeah, you can use this. Happy days, go for it. Don't forget, notifiable distance is 3 meters. Yeah. Now, if you live in a house that's been converted into 2 flats, and you've got houses on both sides, you can probably get away with using it, depending on which flat, but you're going to get yourself into other problems. Yeah, so you need someone to help you. You can probably get away with it. So it's a bit. I've seen people get it wrong, and I've seen people do it right. So you know, it's a bit difficult there. Yeah. The key is: are your neighbouring buildings houses or flats? They've been converted. Now, if you live in a house and you've got a house next door to you that's been converted into 2 flats, so, you know, semi, and you've got, or a terrace, and then that house has been converted into 2 flats, or you've got a block of flats next door and you're doing something to do with Party Wall. Actually, it works with rare extension. It's just too complex to DIY. I've come to that conclusion after a number of years. It's just too complex. Don't do it. Just you're going to do it wrong, mess it up, do it incorrectly, and it's going to cost you more time, more money to unravel. That's all I can say. Yeah. So please don't do it. It'll cause you more problems. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've got to deliver the bad news. Okay. So look, I hope you enjoyed that show. It's a little bit different. Please like and subscribe. That's the only payment we ask. We just need we need to share the knowledge that we're giving to you, and the best way is to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see you next week. I'll stop the show now.